This is Derek Iswell, Chief Investment Officer for Shelton Capital Management, the Shelton Capital CIO Minute. In our last CIO Minute, we discussed the recent market activity in reaction to latest inflation data and speculated on what that might mean for future activities of the Federal Reserve and how that relates to equity markets. Specifically, we mentioned that a dovish attitude on the part of the Fed may not necessarily be a catalyst for equity market strength. The key is the economy. In all the cases where the Federal Reserve was able to trigger a market rally, the market rebound coincided with a solid foundation in economic leading indicators above and beyond just interest rates. Now, the yield curve can be helpful here. One thing that both the 2018 and 2020 rallies had was that the yield curve never went negative, it never inverted. And so rate cuts immediately affected the markets and the economy. In other instances, the Fed was fighting an inverted yield curve, and so the market did not recover right away. It waited until that yield curve had steepened and turned positive. Other leading indicators can be helpful here as well. Purchasing manager surveys, such as the ISM and the PMI, particularly when you look at the new order segments of those surveys, are excellent leading indicators. And during this cycle, a key component will be the housing market. Given the rapid rise in home values that we experienced over the last couple of years and its subsequent reversal during this Fed rate hike cycle. Currently, these indicators are in decline, and we don't have visibility to when they're going to begin to recover. Patience is prudent. Investors may miss the absolute bottom, but more importantly, waiting till we have a solid economic foundation to pile back into equity markets will help spare investors of the disappointment of some of these bear market rallies. For more information about Shelton Capital and our suite of investment strategies, please contact your local Shelton Capital representative. This has been a Shelton Capital CIO Minute.